51st in the year of our Lord 2025. I'm sitting in the car because I just dropped off the wife. So I'm already a few minutes late. So this is why I'm hopping on board now as opposed to a few minutes later, where if you're curious or wondering, hey, it's going to be 9:40 and he's not on board yet. And yes, you know me, I got to stick to my commitments and show and prove that I mean business when it comes to what it is that I do. So here we are, podcast pregame. I'm sure my guy Miles will jump on board in a matter of minutes. Watch me say that and he won't be found. But with that being said, as I'm looking around here, people walking, they're probably wondering, what is this crazy man doing? But that's all right, because it's not about them. It's about what it is that I'm doing to provide to you guys and gals, which is a podcast pregame. Podcast today, coming out around 12:30, depending on what time I get back to the apartment, record, edit, post, all that good stuff. The podcast today will have the Yankees. I'm going to start off with them. 5 in a row. They are now a team that looks like they have gotten themselves back on track. I understand they played bad teams. They swept the Cardinals over the weekend, and they beat Bio. What's up, my man? Greetings to you. I appreciate you hopping on board. And for the Bronx Bombers, it looks like they could be going on a run here. Now, they have the Red Sox coming to town this weekend, which I'm looking forward to. The Red Sox now have fallen back into third place where the Yankees are at second. So with the Yankees now 3 in a loss behind Toronto for the top spot in the AL East, it's not out of the realm of possibility that they could take a shot and see if they could catch the Jays maybe as early as this weekend. Now, I don't know what the Blue Jays are playing off the top of my head. And I'll make sure on the podcast I go through the schedule. Because the last 2 Thursdays, I did not go through the weekend schedule in Major League Baseball, which is a terrible job on my part. Hand raised high in the air. And for the Yankees, to me, I'm going to look at it this way, just to give you even more of a preview of what I'm going to discuss. Yes, they've been mashing the ball, 14 homers in the last 2 games. I believe it's a Major League record. I mean, big whoop. Nobody's going to remember that in about a week or two. But it is a fact. They hit 9 home runs 2 nights ago. Giancarlo has been on a tear. And the Yankees, when he is on, I'm not trying to say that he's the one that, the straw that stirs the drink. We all know that's Aaron Judge. But at the same time, it's a situation where when he is hot and streaky as he can be, then the Yankees are pretty much unstoppable because everybody else seems to follow. Because when it's Judge who's doing everything in the lineup, and granted that he could carry a team on his back for weeks and months on end, as we saw earlier this year, but now you got Judge and Stanton clicking, man. And you saw that last year in October where Stanton carried the Yankees to the World Series more so than Judge did. So when you have Big G in the lineup doing monster things, then it's certainly going to be a long evening or even long afternoon for starting pitching and bullpens of the opposing team. So you got that going on. And Bio, now that you're here, I know that the Padres are a game back. Another Dodger-Padres series this coming weekend. And I wouldn't expect anything less. So even if the Dodgers losing Colorado, and yesterday I know Ohtani got racked around, got a line drive hit off his thigh, which looks like he'll probably play tonight in the Mile High City. But with the Padres looking at to close their series against the Giants, I see a few people jumping on board. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for passing by this podcast pregame live. And whomever is going to put any comments, I'll talk about whatever. That's the one thing about this live stream. If people want to talk about the weather, which, yes, look at this. I got a T-shirt and a hoodie on because in the Northeast, it is currently in the low 60s, which people can say, well, that's nice. That's beautiful, isn't it? Well, considering I've been wearing tank tops, shorts, and T-shirts pretty much for, tank top, shorts, and T-shirts pretty much since the end of June, and now it's feeling like early October here in the tri-state area. I tell you, it's been as if somebody just turned on the AC, Mother Nature that is, and away we go. Bentley Jefferson, hey, what's going on, Bentley? 102 in Southern California today. That's right, because my buddy in Moreno Valley, as we talked about there last week, I believe, yeah, he's definitely, I've saw the temperatures. The temperatures there are in the hundreds. So, night owl, OCD. Are you talking to me? Yeah, I'm trying to gather my thoughts and all that. Bentley, what's up, man? How you doing? Good to see you. But the weather here in the Northeast, it is, I tell you, literally hot and cold. But that's typical. Because in New York, it's the only place, or I should say the only place, I'm sure if you're in Massachusetts or even in Philadelphia, but where I live, you can experience all 4 seasons, forget about a week, sometimes in a day. So this morning is going to feel like fall. Tonight or this afternoon is going to feel like spring because the high is going to be 72, which is still nice, but it is August. And who knows, by tonight, it may feel like winter. Even though it's going to get back in the 80s tomorrow, which I'm looking forward to, and sunny. It hasn't really been sunny the last couple of days here in New York. It was rainy all day yesterday, cloudy today. And yeah, here I am playing meteorologist on this podcast pregame. But that's what happens. This is what I'm going to get into, not only just what's on the podcast. I talk about Yankees, talk a little Dodgers, Padres, NFL, Anthony Richardson, I don't want to even go as far as saying the demise, even though I could call it that. But we all know that coming out of the University of Florida, he was a number 4 overall pick by the Colts and was certainly a roll of the dice. And now he is going to be relegated to a bench player, or at least a backup. So it's 89 where you live, Bentley. Where do you live, Bentley? Please share. I'm curious. And for those who are hopping on for the first time, if you like what you hear, please subscribe. I really appreciate it. I'm getting that close to 700 subscribers, trying to get to 1,000, trying to monetize the whole 9. So your participation is, please, surely, and gratefully appreciated. But as far as Anthony Richardson, he's a guy that had a lot of raw talent, or still has a lot of raw talent, and can still make a name for himself in the league. But I'm going to unpack his demise. And even though I know his agent is saying, we can't trust the organization, so on and so forth, he was a guy that came out of college, number 4 overall. But yeah, he has not been able to cut the mustard. That's all there is to it. And I'll talk more about that on the podcast today. I'll get into college football is back. Well, sort of, because you only have one big game this weekend, and I don't even want to call it big. I know it's between 2 ranked teams. I would say Kansas State, more on the bottom of the top 25 than it is in the middle or even at the top. But for college football, you're going to have a game on Saturday to chew on for those who love the college game, but we all know the season's going to start next week. I'll talk about a retirement in the NBA. I'll talk about a coaching extension for the Indiana Pacers on top of the WNBA where Paige Beckers, 44 points last night. And the Lynx, we got to see if their loss to the Liberty is something or a telling sign to look out for in the not-too-distant future, especially if they're going to reconnect. Hey, Marcel, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you. Where are you from, Marcel? I'm curious. And same to you, Bentley. I know you said it's 89 where you live, so I'd like to know how, in what part of the world do you live in? I can't assume that you're in the U.S. For all I know, you could be overseas somewhere. So that's what I got with the podcast. Also, Major League Baseball realignment. I got to talk about that. I touched on it yesterday on the live stream. I have a live stream every Wednesday, 12 noon Eastern time, as well as this podcast pregame, which I know I don't really publish or put out there. It's more of a pop-up surprise, except for my diehards like my guy Bio. All right, Bentley, you're back. Where are you from? I know you said it's 89 where you live. I'm kind of curious as to what part of the world you reside. Same for Marshall, for that matter. And I do like these podcast pre-games because USA. All right, what part? Are you in the Eastern time zone? You have to tell me exactly, of course. Are you in the Central, Mountain, Pacific? I'm curious. Same for you, Bentley. What part of the country or world do you live in? So, North. All right, so are you in the North? So you're in the North part of the U.S., okay. All right. I'm not trying to dig. Same for you, Bentley, U.S., all right. Kind of curious if you're in the Eastern, Central, Mountain, or Pacific time zone, just to get a better idea. I know you're in the North, but for all I know, you could be living in Maine or you live in Washington State. So, but that's fine. And I appreciate you hopping on board. So thank you. Jared, are you still banging? No, not me. Sorry, Jared. Funny comment, but no, that is not the case here. So, yeah, that's what I got with the podcast pregame. And also, like I mentioned, I have my podcast coming out about 12:30 Eastern time today. Apple, Spotify, the website is JAYREELZ.com. The channel, of course, you're on it right now. If you can subscribe, again, I appreciate it. And yes, I'm also in the midst of editing a video, which I'm hoping to post tomorrow. Hopefully I can get it done. I got a lot going on today. In fact, when I get back to my apartment after I record, I actually have the afternoon to myself. And what I mean by that is that I do not have my puppy, or that's why I'm in the car right now, because I dropped my wife and the puppy who's going to work. I guess it's take your puppy to work day. So yes, I literally have the day to myself. I want to go run. I got to finish editing. I got to do a couple of things on top of my normal Thursday stuff. So yeah, just looking forward to getting that stuff done. And yeah, that's about it. And a weekend of sports, getting that much closer to the NFL. 2 weeks from today, the NFL season begins. Not much really going on. Am I going to talk about Micah Parsons? No. Even though I know the coach, Brian Schottenheimer, said that he expects Micah Parsons to be in uniform in Philadelphia for the season opener, really for the raising of the curtain of the NFL season. But we all know, to me, in my eyes, and Bio, I would like to know if you're still here, now it is 65. Wait a minute. How could you say it was 89? It's 89 where you live, and now it's 65. Bentley. So do you live... You probably got to live in the Northeast or somewhere where it's cool in the morning but it gets hot in the afternoon. Laurel, Montana. All right, Montana. I can't even speak. Nice, Laurel. Welcome. I appreciate that. It must be a beautiful part of the country. I've never been. I would love to go one day. And I mean that. I mean, why not? I live in the metropolis, or, yeah, I think Gotham is usually New York, which is where I live. So anything outside of that, although I'm sure Laurel, Montana is probably a bit too rural for me, but you know what? I am open to going out there and getting the fresh air and just the peace, tranquility to unplug, reset. I'm sure that's probably a great place to do that. And who knows? Maybe I'll make it out there one day. I don't know when. I wish I could say, give you a date and time, but that's what I got as far as here for my agenda today. And yeah, that's just about it. Cole, my man, morning. I hit you up. I'm sure you probably wrote me back. I've been up since early. And if you did follow up, I will follow up with you when I get back to the apartment. I'm in the car right now, as you can tell. But much love watching from West Africa. Wow, Israel. All right. Much love to you. Thank you. If you haven't subscribed, I appreciate if you do. Now, what else I got going on? Podcast. Yeah, that's pretty much it. My live streams, as you know about. All the good stuff. Yeah, more content coming. That video that I have that for tomorrow, which I'm hoping for, is another critique video. If you haven't watched my other critique video on Denzel Washington, I had to get back at him. That was just, yeah, that got me like right in my sports heart, so to speak. So I had to make sure I had to clap back at him. So Dodgers versus Rockies, 12 noon Pacific today, yes. And with the Padres beating up on the Giants, I think they'd win today. But I'd also think that after last night, that the Dodgers will still have that one-game lead going into Petco tomorrow. So I'm looking forward to that. Yes, I did. We'll be in New York late September. Need to. Wow. Yeah, definitely got to win, Bio, for sure. You want to be one up. Cole, if I could get up there, you got to give me the dates on that. If it's the end of September, it's no good because my wife's birthday falls on a Saturday, September 27th. So if you're going to be in those neck of the woods or in that neck of the woods, then that's going to be a rough go for me. Anytime before that, I could see what I could do because it's a 7-hour car ride and I'd have to get housing. I'd have to, do all that. Yeah, and I have to make it a weekend. And wait a minute, let me think. September 14th? Just thinking about my weekends. Ooh, September 14th. Yeah, that could be a tough weekend too. I couldn't make it happen though. I got to see. Yeah, just send me the dates. It'll be the 20th to the 26th. So that is the 20th is a Saturday. So the trip itself is Saturday. No, that's awesome. Wait, Saturday to Friday. And that'll be, all right, cool. Now, the thing is I got to get housing. I got to find, I don't know, their cabins, hotels. I got to see what I could do to get up there. Not only that, I also have a dog. She's young. She's 2 years old, but she's sweet as hell. So I got to find, especially if it's going to be for a few days. So, but you know what? I'm certainly, that's, when you mentioned that to me, I was like, oh, wow, that sounds great. But it's just a matter of what time in September. And knowing that it's between that time frame, especially before the birthday, and that's something I can run past her because I know she's talking about taking time off and to take a trip to upstate New York. That sounds like an awesome time. You got me a whole house. Wow, is that right? Jeez. That's awesome. Listen, man, I'll bring it up to her and I'll keep it. If anything, yeah, we'll talk about it offline. If anything, I'll shoot you my email. We can exchange numbers, etc. Bio, I got to exchange numbers with you too, man, because I know we talk through, obviously through email or through these chats, which is perfectly fine. But yeah, we got to do that. Same for Brent too. Brent was great yesterday on the live stream, and shout out to Brent too. Shout out to everybody who hops on board every Wednesday. I really appreciate that. Surprised no Miles today. I haven't seen. I don't know if he's boycotting me today. Based on, I know a lot of the comments he came out talking about he's Batman and Spider-Man and all these superheroes yesterday. But no, I got love for Miles too. I got love for everybody who jumps in on here. Even if things that people say that are outlandish, whatever. They're going to say what they're going to say, so on and so forth. But no, Cole, on a serious tip, I will, I'll reach out to you. We'll exchange contact info. We can start through email first and then we could text one another. So, we could definitely do that. All right, that's interesting. That sounds great, man. Yeah, because I'm dying to get away. Listen, I love to be in the tropics right now, but yeah, anything to get out. And yeah, that time frame looks like it'd be pretty decent. I just got to make sure that my wife gets time off, which I know she has a lot of time forthcoming. So I'll keep you posted on that for sure, man. Definitely. But what else I got cooking? Yeah, that's about it, man. That's the latest and greatest with what's happening with me. Yeah, it's so weird. I mean, to do this out here because I feel like people, and not that it matters, but people looking in, they probably think I'm a weirdo. But hey, that's all right. They don't know what's going on. So, the video, real quick. I was talking about the one that I'm editing that I want to post tomorrow. It's actually, and he's come out with another one. Remember yesterday, for those who were in the live stream, the content creator June Lee was, Cole, I'll get your comment in a second. June Lee had a video that he put out regarding how fans are getting priced out, not only just of attending sporting events, but also being at home because of all the streaming services, cable, internet, etc. Well, this video that I critiqued, and it was more on the plus side too, and he actually brought up a lot of brilliant points. It's him talking about how sports media is broken. And I go in depth on that. A lot of the good, meaning that for all the bad stuff that's out there, whether it's the, as I like to call it, the regurgitated narratives, the hot take shows, the same stuff that gets jammed down our throats every 5 seconds, the Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes, the Cowboys, Jerry Jones, for all of that, he feels like it's broken because that's all what people want to talk about, as opposed to coming at it from a more interesting take or different angle, or being more, showing more integrity in your work as opposed to just the clickbait, rage bait, the usual stuff that you see online. And yeah, there's a lot to unpack there, and I'm in the middle of editing it, and I hope to have it done by tomorrow noon. I know if I don't have it done by tomorrow noon, I'll keep you posted on that, but I'm certainly looking forward to putting that out there, because as much as I could get after the Denzels and a couple of other content creators that put out stuff, I want to also highlight the good stuff that's out there as well. So, so that's coming at you, fingers crossed, tomorrow with that. All right, Cole, let's see what you got. I'll have 3 days of just messing around. Tournaments, 20. All right, so 22nd, 23rd, 24th, so that's the best time. So that would be what, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday? Because the 20th is a Saturday. So Saturday, Sunday is a tournament, and then obviously from that, nothing planned. All right, cool. This is what I do, sir. Travel the country. Yes. Oh, and your wife fishes too. Wow, that's great. She has a team. That's awesome, man. That you both do that. So you both have a love, a passion, and not only that, but you also, that's what you do for a living too on top of that. So yeah, that is great. And no, and that's good. I'm glad you brought me up to speed on that. Yeah, like I mentioned earlier, we will definitely talk about that, and I'll of course bring it up to the wife, see if that's something that she's up to doing, and yeah, I'll definitely keep you abreast of that for sure. And I appreciate the offer, man. Thank you so much for doing so. But yeah, other than that, that's what I have, people. I know. Let me run. I got to get back to the apartment to start recording, posting. That you'll see Apple, Spotify. And I'm kind of curious for those who listen to the podcast, would you rather listen to it or would you rather watch it? So I'd be curious to know for those in the room or those here in the live, what you would prefer as far as how you consume your podcast. All right, I go fishing with friends and leave my wife at home. For real, not talk to me for a day. Oh, really? A day or so. All right, now, when you go fishing with friends, obviously that's just the guys' time, right? It's not work, or is it work-related and the guys go with you because they know it's work-related? I'd be curious. Man, I'm burning up in here. I know it's cool outside. I mean, lower the window. So you can hear the rustling of the leaves here. Yeah, look at this. The lady's in a hoodie and pajamas. She got football pajamas on. She a sports fan? Who knows? But, yeah, I'd be curious to hear what you got to say about that, Cole, because I'm sure that once you go out and the wife's like, all right, and hey, listen, you guys work together, which is great. And obviously spend a lot of good time, quality time, which is fantastic. I know you have your 15-year-old son. I live to fish. I fish for money and still fish. Hey, that's your thing. I know my father's a huge fisherman. Shout out to him. Today's his birthday, 75. I don't know if he's gone fishing today because the ocean water has been really rough because you have remnants of Hurricane Erin here in the East Coast. And like I said, it's gray, it's cloudy, it's blustery. So it's not a good morning to be out on a boat. But I wonder if that's what he's doing to start off his day, or maybe he's fishing offshore, who knows. But I got to reach out to him later and wish him happy birthday. But I appreciate that, Cole. Thank you. Thank you. And yeah, that's great, man. Live to fish for money. Now, what about ocean fishing? I'm sure you've gone in the ocean. I mean, obviously, I know you live in Michigan. You have the Great Lakes there. But I'm curious if you've come whether East Coast, West Coast, out in Hawaii, Caribbean, wherever, to cast off a boat or cast from ashore. I'd be curious. But, yeah, that's what I got, people. I know I'm babbling here a little bit, but yeah, it's just good to be here. Good to be live with you guys. And, of course, on Monday, I have my next one, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time. And maybe I'll put a link out or publish it. Not really into ocean fishing. I do the freshwater oceans. Oh, nice. Great Lakes. No, that's cool. Understood. I know you're not near the ocean, but I'm just curious. Let's say if you take a vacation somewhere, or if you happen to be on a coast or in the Caribbean where it's like, oh, man, let me go out on a charter and catch what's out there. One cool thing, I will say this. I did this many years ago, and I'm sure they still do this. Because, yeah, I haven't fished in well over a decade. I'm not really much of a fisherman, even though my father is. But if you are ever in Miami, there's a place in South Beach where you get a charter and you go out for 4 hours. I think you have an 8:30 to 12:30 and 1:30 to 5:30. And what you do is whatever catch that you get, and I remember my dad, he caught not a bluefin. It was a small, what was it? It was a tuna, but it was small. And when you get off of the boat, Of course, they'll cut it for you, but then you could go to a restaurant, which is right, literally feet from where they dock. It's called Monty's by the Bay. Very good restaurant, good drinks, and the best part is that you could take what you've caught. They'll cook it for you, but then you got to order sides, which I believe is like $10. So you go order a couple of sides. They cook the fish for you, and they can have it seasoned the way you want. You want it blackened, you want it a certain way. And this was many moons ago that I did that. And yeah, that's when I did fish. I mean, I haven't fished since then. But yeah, it's for those who love to fish. And I know you're not much of an ocean fisher, as you mentioned, but I do charter trips. Licensed captain. Oh, wow. That is awesome. Good for you, Cole. That's great. So another way that you earn a living by doing that, which is terrific. Commend you, man. That's great. So yeah, that's just a place in Miami, or for those who are watching, or whether you're watching live or not. If you're ever in Miami and you want to find a spot to fish, I know Key West, they have great fishing there too. Key West is beautiful if you've ever been. No, I haven't been down there to fish, but I've been to Key West. I haven't been there. Oof. It's been 10 years since I've been there. And I took the drive from Miami down there because I love to go to Miami when I can. And if you ever go to Miami and drive to Key West, you got to do it early. It is about 3 hours and 20 minutes. So if you leave, let's say 7 in the morning, you get there by 10:30 and stay for the day, have dinner, watch the sunset, drive back, or even before the sunsets. They have great sunsets there. I mean, it's Key West. So you cannot go wrong. Just another thing to throw at you. Let's see, kind of took a step back. Yeah, no, that's great. Yeah, nothing wrong with taking a step back, right? It's a business, it's a lot, I'm sure, ton of work. Got to make sure, people get on board, appointments. I'm sure it's by appointment. So, yeah, no, nothing wrong with easing back when you have to. So that's good to hear, Cole. Yeah, thanks for sharing that. Real interesting. But, yeah, so besides that, that's what I have, people. So, Cole, I'll hit you up later on for sure. And we'll talk. Same for you, Bio. I'll hit you up as well. To all the others that hopped on board today, whether it's Israel, Bentley, Marshall, Jared with his comment. All right, I got to get, hey, you stopped by anyway. Night Owl. And if I missed anybody, and I think that's everybody, I appreciate you hopping on board. Again, one last go around. Podcast coming out later today or this afternoon, about 3 hours tops, maybe that 2.5. Then my podcast pregame on Monday. Look out on my channel for a video, my latest critique video, and another podcast coming Monday. But that's for then. This is now. Enjoy your weekend. Enjoy your day. Live it to the utmost. And that's it, man. That's what's the beauty about life. Yeah, send me your info. Well, yeah, absolutely, man. I will definitely do that, Cole, for sure. Yes, Bio, you too, man. Have a great day as well. I'll be in touch with you, Bio, too. So stand by for that. And as always, coming at you live, correct, directed, in full effect, JAYREELZ, yours truly, signing off. Enjoy your day, and until next time on The Flip, baby.